Hello, everyone. Lovely to see you. Always a meeting of love, meeting ourselves, meeting each other as one, which is peace. We meet each other freshly. We meet every moment, every instant freshly. A relaxation and effortless availability. And in this availability, there is intelligence. There is noticing what's appearing to us, what's appearing to us from within, and what's appearing to us through the senses. And we are available for a harmonious meeting of the inner and the outer. And we know this harmonious meeting, this harmony as peace and happiness, dealing with the situations which appear to us without any disturbance, inner disturbance, without the peace being disturbed. Like a leaf falls off the tree, carried by the wind, whichever way the wind blows. It dances with nothing at stake, no issue. A sort of art, universal art. The universe being the artist, and we are not apart from the universe. So we are the artist and we are the art. Moment by moment, being internally no one, no separate entity, knowing ourselves as being, not as a personal history, unidentified with the history of the body-mind. We know ourselves as this effortless, transparent presence. The mind comes to rest. And there is an openness. The body is relaxed. And gently releases the past, which is stored in the body. All is well. I am without any need to define myself in any way. And in the absence of self-definition, I am everything and nothing. Because moment by moment, this presence never leaves. And everything which appears within this presence. and everything which appears to this presence appears within this presence as this presence and is perceived the same instant. And so there is nothing real outside of consciousness, outside of your true self. And the peace of this moment is the peace of being. And there is a complete sufficiency within this peace. No one seeking anything, no one grasping. So the mind and the body are transparent to everything which appears. Without any argumentation. Thoughts appear to you. They appear within the space of awareness and dissolve within that space. A flow, a gentle flow. Nothing fixed and rigid. Awareness does not move. Is not going anywhere. You are this awareness, aware that it is aware. In the world, body-mind is your playground. And can serve in your contemplation the challenges which may appear to you, or gifts which serve you to notice the mistaken identification as a separate entity. They guide you in the right direction, which is the direction of understanding about the self, about the functioning of the mind and the reality of consciousness. So if you have any questions, anything see Dana. I think you need to unmute yourself.
Hi.
Yes, I hear you.
Hi. Hi,
Hello,
everyone.
hello,
Hi.
hello, hello.
Well, you said something really that I've been trying to find this answer for 4 years. Um, so 4 years ago, I got COVID and it's affected all my organs. I haven't worked in 4 years. But prior to that, 2 weeks prior, I sent off a prayer that I would take on anything to find myself. So the question is, I thought my mind was creating my body to be sick. But what you said is that the challenges are to guide you back home almost. So I kind of been beating myself up thinking that I'm creating this. But in all reality, I feel like it's bringing me back home, that light inside of me. And I don't even know if that's a question.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, you are here, right? So somehow, whatever has been unfolding for you is bringing you here to these meetings, to this meeting. So, from the perspective of the belief that I'm a personal entity, everything that's unfolding in the world is either good for this personal entity, neutral for this personal entity, or bad for this personal entity. But what is this personal entity? This personal entity is a belief, a story, which we have somehow accepted. We got on board with this story and we keep refreshing it in our life, in our mind, in our body. We keep refreshing it. We maintain it. And we worry about it. We worry about me, about myself, my personal self. I have hopes and regrets and fears. And the me story is what leads you to unhappiness, to unhealth, to sickness, to inner turmoil, anxiety, depression. And the good thing about these events in our life is that we're not happy with them. We're not happy with being unhealthy. We're not happy with being anxious. We're not happy with being worried. We're not happy with being fearful. So then, because we're not happy with those things, we're looking for how to be free from this unhappiness. And when you become interested in being free from unhappiness, you are on the path of freedom. But there is a path, there is the long path, and there is a direct path. The long path is I'm going to find my happiness by having a better, finding a medical solution to my body, or finding a financial situation to my life, or finding a companion, a relationship to my life. I will find those and I will be happy. That is the long way. It's a long way because you go further and further and further in seeking satisfaction in the world, body, mind. And the more disappointment after disappointment after disappointment you will experience, until you turn around and you say, okay, That's not working. And this is when you hear a different whisper, which is telling you, look within, look at the belief structures within your mind, look at what guide you are following in your decision making, in your actions, in your behavior. What is it you are following? Are you following the right guidance that's taking you to the light, or are you following fictitious voices, false voices in your head, and false directions from your body? Are you following feelings, emotions, and belief systems? Or are you listening to voice that's very close to you, that is not from the past or the future? And that which is not from the past or from the future, meaning it's not in time, does not know fear, does not know worry and concern, because you need time for the fear and the worry and the concern. You need the past and the future. What is it that is not in time, that is not of the past and is not of the future, that you can follow, that can guide you? It's presence, it's awareness, it's the you which is invisible to the senses, that which right now perceives this perception, which is invisible to the senses, is your companion, is your true companion, is your true guide. It's not a guide that is phenomenal. It's not the guidance of a doctor or a philosopher, or it's the inner guidance, the guidance of consciousness, the guidance of the self. So because we are not familiar with this sort of guidance, there is a period of learning. And during this period of learning, there are a lot of discoveries. And every discovery is a beautiful discovery. It's a joyful discovery. The discovery that there is an aspect of your experience which is never off, never turned off, which is this awareness, which has no name. It's not called Dana. It has no age, it has no body, it has no color, no size. It's always there. It's the real you. It is the reality which hears, which perceives. That which hears this voice right now is not Dana. Dana cannot hear. Dana is a body, is the name of a body. Body does not hear. The instrument does not perceive. The computer does not think, does not understand. That which understands is non-phenomenal. It's not the body-mind which understands. It is consciousness, awareness which understands. It is always on board, that you're always as that, you are always that which perceives, that which understands, that which is the understanding that not only that is real, but it's the only reality there is. And that this reality, given that it is the only reality and it is a non-phenomenal reality, cannot fall sick. The body can fall sick, but that you, awareness, consciousness, is beyond sickness and health, beyond richness and wealth and poverty. So this recognition of you recognizing yourself, meaning The true you is recognizing the true you. Because the false you cannot recognize the true you. Because the false is false. A lie is not true. There is no truth in a lie. If you're looking for what is the truth of the lie, it's zero. The truth in the lie is zero. And the truth in the truth is 100%. It's like that. So that which knows I am is the 100%. 100% knows, 100% I am. The 0%, the illusory me, cannot know even 2%, has 0% knowledge, cannot know anything about being, about the self, about presence. It's fiction. What you imagine yourself to be, what you believe yourself to be, the historical you is fiction. You don't need to discard it. You need to understand that it's fiction. We like fiction. You don't need to get rid of the stories of the children. But you need to know that the story about the Hetzel and Gretzel is children's story. Or I don't know, those stories. I don't, because I didn't grow up in the US. I don't know the names of these fictions, American fictions. But they're fiction. They're nice fictions. But you don't need the fiction to be taken to reality, for truth. Don't confuse the fiction with the truth. So you are that which is beyond time and space, meaning beyond birth and death. You are the eternal, the deathless. There's only one you, there's only one real you. There aren't two you. There isn't me and me, Dana, the body, mind, and reality. No. The reality of Dana is one. There's only one reality. The reality of the mountain is one, it's consciousness. The reality of thought is consciousness. The reality of the galaxies is consciousness. The reality of your body and the reality of the galaxy is the same reality. Given that the same reality, then you and the galaxies are not two. How can you be two if your reality is one? You see, if the reality of this wave and the reality of that wave is the same reality, they are the same wave in reality. And we are interested in reality, of course. We're not interested in fiction. We have no issue with fiction, but that's not what these meetings are about. These meetings are about reality, about truth. So yes, you are here, so there has been a guidance. You don't need to understand the guidance or to make it, write a thesis about what brings you to satsang. It doesn't matter. Who cares? Who cares whether you came to the shore via ferry, via boat, or via plane, or via submarine? Who cares? What matters is that you are where you are. So don't live historically, okay? Live in presence, live as presence. Take care of the body the best you can. Take care of the world the best you can. Take care of your family, your friends, your life business best you can in a relaxed, open, easy way. There is intelligence. Intelligence is universal. Intelligence is available to you. You don't need to personalize universal intelligence. It appears to you, whichever way it appears to you, guides you in for world, body, mind activities. And you are that intelligence. You are the one and only intelligence, the one and only reality, which is guiding all world, body, minds, which is guiding all minds, which is shining in as a mind, thoughts, perceptions, sensations, guiding people, guiding animals, guiding galaxies, guiding the current, the tides, the moon, the sunshine.
Thank you.
So when the truth starts to contemplate itself within us, the direction is that of openness, more and more and more and more openness, effortless openness. We just sort of notice, you know, there is a relaxation in the body, and we invite ourselves to this relaxation. We invite our body mind to this relaxation, this sinking into not knowing, into being. And love blooms in your heart, in your life, in your relationships, in everything you do, every perception, every thought, in every action. Love flows and flourishes, touches everything. That's the beauty, the true beauty. You are that beauty. All is well. Okay. Hello, Fitze. See, to unmute yourself.
Yes, hello.
Hey, hello, Fitze. Nice to see you.
I like to share that this is the best group work up till now which I have, because it feels like so many intimate direct meeting. And this is, you were using the word harmony, and this is the best quality of harmony, I would say, also as a group work, but feels so one-to-one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a beauty, because everybody is having something here or whatever. I like that so much. It's so nourishing.
Yes, because I am meeting myself.
Mm-hmm.
I am meeting myself as you. I'm meeting myself as you, therefore as love, because the deep recognition of I am you and you are me as love, because the two seemingly two, come together, and our actual experience is this intimacy, because
Mm-hmm.
now we are communing. You say something, I understand you. I say something, I understand me. Somehow the mind overlooks that just this very simple understanding is a demonstration of this one awareness, this one reality, because there is something that somehow is understanding itself, you say, because
Mm-hmm.
they're separate, they never meet, they never understand, right? It's understanding is the proof of the oneness, you say. And there's something about understanding which uh, well, it removes the sense of separation, the understanding about consciousness, understanding about our true nature, then we are one, and we are coming together with a shared interest. The shared interest is a recognition of our oneness in this shared interest. So we are open in listening and being together and exploring together, and so then our conversation with you, everybody is part of this conversation in the same intimacy, in the same depth of comprehension and of listening and exploring.
And it's in the right way infectious. That's the beauty, I would say.
Right. a good infection, a good happy one.
Thank you.
See, in these moments of joy, we drop our habits of defending and protecting. We drop them, or they drop. Remember when I was a young boy, I used to go to the beach with some of my friends, and we used to play on the beach and splash each other with water. And, the boys, sometimes they throw sand at each other, and this memory is arising somehow, that it is this innocent playfulness.
And it's funny, it's like knowing that the richness is the longing and its completion somehow. And that's why the beauty is there, the tears are there, the sadness is there, the aloneness is there. But in India, one say, we go on, we go on. And in that we need each other so well to express this sensitivity, delicacy, the difficulties,
Yeah. Right.
And we really have a longing for the core in the material, I would say.
When we are open, we are constantly learning. We learn from everything and everyone. When there is this understanding which makes us open, we become interested. We're interested in what's happening in this moment. It's not like we know, if we know, then there is like we close a little bit, but we're interested. So there is an openness in being interested, in being not knowing, and being available to discover. I don't know. We'll see. We don't know what to. We'll see.
In many ways.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Maggie?
Yes. Hello, Esther. Yes.
Hi there.
Hi, Esther.
I want to share something that universal intelligence helped me see that is about the fiction. That's kind of funny. It's really funny. For a very long time, this inner fiction would say to me, there's really no way that you're really going to disidentify because you're just too much of the earth. And that inner fiction, it would come to me, periodically. And all of a sudden, recently, it dawned on me, it came so clear that if there was a separate self, and if that separate self could say something to me, that is exactly what it would say. It would exactly say that. That's all it would say.
Right.
And it made me laugh. It's just like I called its bluff, It
Yes.
was just really, it was very humorous to me at the time that I saw that.
Yes, because that very voice that says, "Oh, you're never gonna
Yeah,
disidentify,"
exactly.
it's starting with you are a separate self. It's starting
That's all it could say, really.
exactly. It only speaks that language in
Yeah.
many ways. Oh, you're not gonna get there, or what happened to the enlightenment I had 5 years ago, or whatever. I mean, do I have enough time left for me to?
It was so obvious that it was funny to me.
Yes.
It was just so clear.
So it's really beautiful because this inner discrimination, this clarity that there is the quotes unquote false voice that can only speak falsehood, meaning, okay, that's obviously not the direction to follow or listen to at all.
Exactly.
That is tremendous because in the absence of that, all we need to comprehend is that there is a fullness here, the fullness of presence, of being, of life, perception, perceiving the colors, the sunshine, sharing friendships, the breath and presence, awareness. You see, because there is, I know this at sort of a side note. The side note is that uh, the understanding that the separate self is illusion, sometimes it leads to nihilism. And I know I'm just doing as a side note for in general. So what needs to also be understood alongside that there is this illusory me, but there is no reality to it, is that there is presence and awareness which is alive. There, there is being and knowingness. And this being and knowingness is just transparent openness, this openness. And this openness is peace and is joy and is beauty and is love and is friendship and is compassion, is wisdom. And it's not something that the mind can comprehend, but the experience of peace is noumenal experience. It's not the phenomenal experience that a mind experience. Experience of peace is peace experiencing itself, knowing itself, consciousness knowing itself as real and as the only reality. And the body mind relaxes. It's a relaxation of the body mind into presence. Because presence is relaxation. It is relaxed. It is not moving from point A to point B or trying to solve this problem or get somewhere. It just is. It is. Awareness is aware that it's aware, and it shines a light onto everything. It's aware of the wind, of the sunshine, of hunger. It's somehow the tides and the sunshine are its dance, its movement, its flow, its show. and it's the one and only perceiver.
Thanks, Magdi.
Nice to see you.
Hello, Meg.
Hello, Charles.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering if you could speak to the mind. My understanding of what the mind is it in the dream analogy, is it the mind of God that's creating all this access to it and our limited ability? Or is it something more like a tool or something? I mean, we always want to calm it. And, so I wonder if you could just speak to the nature of the mind and where it lives
Yes.
in reality.
Yes. The question is that interests me and may be relevant to you is what is our experience of the mind? Because, of course, it's possible that if we talk conceptually about the mind, we may find there are many definitions, maybe 10, 20, who knows that now how many definitions we may find of the mind. But experientially, that's how I like to approach this question. So in my experience, I experience thoughts, perceptions, and sensations. Sensory perceptions, meditations, perceive bodily sensations, and I perceive the world. But my experience is phenomenal via perceptions, sensations, and meditations. And of course, there is the experience of awareness, meaning there is that which perceives the invisible aspect, the knowing aspect of is in my experience. I perceive the tree, and I know that I perceive. I know that I'm perceiving the tree, and I know that I perceive, and I know that I am. So there is the nominal aspect in my experience. And I don't find anything else outside of that. But of course, I'm open. I'm just sharing. I'm not saying that there isn't more. If there is, I'm open to other people's experience. So in my experience, what I refer to as mind, because I don't experience something called the mind. It's not like in my experience, I can say, oh, hey, I just experienced my mind. I can say I just experienced a thought, or I just heard a bird singing, or, oh, man, I'm hungry. That I can say. Okay, I can say. But I cannot say to you, oh, you know what, Charles, I just experienced my mind. Experientially, I cannot say that because I don't, there is no mind that I see. I don't like open my eyes, suddenly I see a mind walking around, or suddenly I have a vision of a mind. I don't have such things, But I do use the word mind, I use it every day. And I use it, of course, in these meetings. But I use it, I define mind as thoughts, perceptions, and sensations. In other words, I define mind as the set of phenomenal experiences. That's how I define the mind. When I use the term mind, I'm referring to the phenomenal aspect of my experience, but I'm not referring to the noumenal aspect of my experience. The noumenal aspect of my experience, I refer to as consciousness or awareness or reality or presence or knowingness. So I know that in Buddhism, they use the term mind, they use the term small mind and big mind, the mind of God and the small mind. I don't use this lingo, but my interpretation of the Buddhist use of the term mind with lowercase mind and mind with capital M is that they're referring to mind with a lowercase to be the two possibilities, to be my personal mind. Like right now I'm perceiving this wall here in this room, maybe the wall is yellow and the desk is brown. That would be the small mind, Magdi's small mind. And then Charles' small mind would be that he's perceiving the walls are white and the desk is a different color desk, a black desk. So that would be the small mind, that my small mind and your small mind are different. But I don't use the term that way. I use the term perception. That which I perceive right now is different from that which you perceive right now, which would be the mind. But coming back to how I would interpret the Buddhist term of capital case mind. The capital case mind could refer to two ways of understanding it. One way is that although my small mind and your small mind are different right now, because the wall here is yellow and the wall over there is white, there is something which is shared. For example, when you say, hey, Magdi, my walls here are white, I understand you. And when I tell you, here is yellow, you understand me. So it's something we share. Those two separate small minds somehow share something. So that's one way of interpreting capital mind, as being that shared aspect of the small minds. Like when I tell you, oh, there are roses, you know, in my garden, there are roses, you understand. And when you tell me, well, here there are daffodils, say, oh, daffodils, oh, that's really beautiful. You know, there's yellow daffodils or white daffodils. And oh, they're yellow. So there is the shared mind. Another way of comprehending capital mind in the Buddhist tradition is that it refers to consciousness, to that which we are, to the reality of your small mind, the reality of my small mind, the reality of the daffodil, the reality of the rose, the reality of perceptions being one reality. And there's the old Zen teacher, Huang Po. He really, there's a small book which I encourage people who are interested in the Buddhist tradition to take a look at. It's called the Zen Teachings of Huang Po. Huang Po, Huang Po, P-O. He uses the term mind, capital mind, quite often in his discourses. And upon reading his talks, the book is a small book, and there were transcribed talks that he gave to his students. It's clear to me that he was using the term capital mind to refer to consciousness, to the one reality, to oneness, to wholeness, to totality. So that's my understanding of the word mind, and how I use the word mind. And I make a separation, a distinction, not a separation, distinction in my lingo. When I use the term mind, meaning referring to perceptions, sensations, and thoughts, meaning the phenomenal aspect of our experience, I make a distinction between mind and ignorance. Ignorance is that aspect of the mind which is rooted in the belief that I am Magdi, that I am born, that I am phenomenal, that I exist in time and space, that I am a separate entity. That I refer to as the virus in the mind. And that virus not only exists in the belief, but it also exists in the feeling. Like I feel like I'm limited, that I'm stuck in the world, or I'm inside this room, or I'm sitting on the chair. That's the feeling aspect of the virus. That's how the virus is somatically experienced. And so I encourage us to notice that whenever the virus in the mind is activated, there is unhappiness. We experience unhappiness, or we experience a sense of lack, or worry, or fear, anxiety, depression. It's whenever the virus in the mind is activated. And whenever the virus is not activated, the mind is operating as it is designed to do, to help us manage the survival of the body and the procreation of the body-mind, sort of food, shelter, and clothing, practical affairs, socialization, whatever the body-mind needs to function. That's, of course, as part of the grand design of the body-mind, there is that inner built intelligence, the heart beating, the nervous system operating, the senses, very important, perceiving perspective, not bouncing into walls. That aspect of the mind has nothing to do with the virus of ignorance, with the belief of being a separate consciousness, limited consciousness. Oh, I'm not hearing you, Let me see. Did I?
I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah.
So would you say that the mind is always outward towards phenomenon, and that's where the field of the mind plays, and when we quiet the mind, the truth or the reality is perceivable or perceived. In other words, mind is outward and.
Yes, I understand the question. No, because yes, there is that aspect of the outward direction of the mind, the functional senses, hearing and perceiving, but there's also the inward aspect of the mind, sort of the thinking, the creative thinking, the inner planning. I wouldn't say, I wouldn't put it this way, Charles. I mean, there is also a practical and a joyful inner realm of mind, remembering, like sometimes remember something that's very important. And I somehow remember what I need to do tomorrow. It says that's a remembrance. So no, the issue is not whether the mind is the practical mind, is directed towards the world, or whether it's directed towards inwardly to serve the body mind. What matters is whether it is serving the body mind or if it's serving the illusory me. It makes perfect sense for the mind to serve the body. Okay, you're hungry, or you need to plan, you need to remember something. It's trying to remember, okay, darn, where did I, or when did I? It's an important function where you put your keys with, where did I put my keys? And that's serving the body mind, because you need to remember where the keys of the car are, so you have a meeting in 1 hour and it's going to take you an hour to drive, so you need to find those keys. Where are they? As opposed to when the body mind is directed outwardly or inwardly, serving the me, worrying about me. Oh my God, is she gonna love me? Am I gonna be successful? Do people why are they treating me this way? Is the world treating me correctly? It's, so you need to pay attention to your body mind. Is it operating to serve and to maintain the illusory me being the separate personal consciousness, so-called personal separate consciousness? Or is it operating to serve the body mind in its intelligence of survival and procreation and taking care of food, shelter, and clothing? So when the mind is sort of saying, oh, well, I need to get ahead of him or her, this way I'll be, I want to be richer than them. Oh, they have a beautiful home. I want to get a better home, or I feel like, oh, gee, I'm less of a person or less worthy. All of these inner thoughts and activities that we may undertake to serve the virus, the me virus, are not to be pursued. When you notice them, hit the pause button. At any cost, hit the pause button. Have that courage of hitting the pause button, because you're proceeding in the deeper and deeper quicksand. You're proceeding in the wrong direction.
Since I've come here, it's been something I've been able to do, access. The very first satsang I had here brought this sense of peace and presence, as you put it. And there have been times when I've really felt passionate about something, and I've been able to sort of hit that button. And yeah, it's
great.
It's valuable.
Absolutely, yeah. It's great, Charles. I'm glad. And in my experience, the less I feed the virus, is as if it dies by starvation. Some people don't like the word die, but it dries out by starvation. We don't need to try to be the love, because we are the love. We are the, but there's the virus takes us away from our innate, our true nature, our happiness, our inner happiness and freedom and joy and presence, That's good. Yeah, so I'm glad. That's good news. It's good news.
Truly is.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. It's, nice to see you, Julie. I didn't have a chance to during the retreat to see you. Where do you live, Julie?
Do you mean me?
Oh, I know you live,
Yeah.
Julia. I know you live in Europe. I forgot exactly where, Julia. I was
But
asking Julie, but yes, go ahead.
no, did you speak to someone else with the same name? I'm sorry, I don't want to interrupt.
Okay, it's not important. It's okay. It's it's not no problem. Yeah, Julia. No, it's Julie Sullivan. Yes, yes, you are muted. But
Hello, Macdi.
hello, Julie. Yes.
So nice to be with you.
Yes, same here. Very lovely to meet you. So where do you live?
I live in Utah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Hmm. That's where Salt Lake City is, that big Salt Lake in Utah.
Yes, I live about 30 miles north of Salt Lake.
Yes. What is there is a big city out there where there are the Mormons. What's the name of that city?
That's Salt Lake City.
Oh, it's called
Yes.
right. So
Temple is.
right. Salt Lake City, right. The Mormons, right.
Yes, Mormons.
Yeah. Years ago, maybe in the 80s, I had traveled across Utah, and I remember those Salt Lake, the flat, uh, salty.
Yes, the Salt Flats.
Yes, but then there are also the Rockies, the beautiful mountains up,
Yes.
right?
And then the south is desert and red rock country.
Yeah.
So we
So
have it all.
you are more in the mountains, or?
I'm in the mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah. I will forget. I have
It's okay.
words.
Details.
I know Julia lives in Europe. She told me where, but now I forgot exactly what what country she lives. She lives in.
Hopefully we didn't chase her off.
No, 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 yes, we are. Well, very beautiful to be with you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Holger and Vitze,
Magdi.
Julie, Dena, Julia, Laura, Anisha. Hi, Anisha. Jackie, Lynn, Frank, and my sweet Tara. Thank you all. See you.